What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm in a neighborhood that I filmed a long time ago, and it has a huge place in my heart because it was one of the first neighborhoods that I stayed when I was a kid, and I used to visit New York City where my whole family members used to live. It's the largest cooperative housing community in the whole world. It's called Co-op City, and it's massive. You know, it has like a lot of high-rise apartment buildings, playgrounds. It's surrounded by parks, you know, in a lot of areas. Not too far from Pelham Bay and City Island, where I filmed not much ago. I'm in Gun Hill Road because I took the 5 train, which is a little bit of a walk. But I thought it was the best way for me to take a straight, and then I could just walk all the way there because I love walking. So without further ado, join me. Another reason I'm back here to make a video is because I filmed during the pandemic with the mask on, so you couldn't hear it clear. And it was really cold, but now it's still summer, so I think the vibes are gonna be a little bit different. So I'm gonna see what's going on. You know, the video did pretty well, so an updated video of Co-op City. And this area here, like many other areas in northern part of Bronx, is just residential. You'll find houses. This was the route that I walked back when I filmed the last time I came, and I walked this area, and it's pretty different from other parts of the Bronx. This over here is Bartow, or I don't know if they say Bartow Avenue. You can see the buses stop here, and if I walk straight here, it passes Interstate 95, and then the other side is the heart of Co-op City. So we're gonna make it there. I think I'm gonna be passing near the shopping center by Bay Plaza Mall. Excited to see what's going on over there. It's been years since I've been to that neighborhood, and like I say, that neighborhood holds a special place in my heart. And in this area over here is just different from other sides of the Bronx. You can see residential, nice houses and stuff. Like I said, the Bronx is massive, and the further you go up north, the nicer it gets. So, like usually if you be driving 95 to Connecticut or some parts of upstate New York, you're most likely definitely gonna pass by Co-op City, which are the tall residential buildings. Those are not housing projects, those are apartment complexes, you know, with working class community that lives there. So it's like literally like a city within its own city. So we're gonna go check it out. And this is Interstate 95, and the other side is Co-op City. You can see the tall buildings here behind it. And now here I am entering Co-op City, which is a city within the city. It even has a mall and shopping center. Right here you can see this is like the shopping center area. And like the district is literally divided like in 2 sections. So I'm gonna make my left over here and start walking where these apartment complexes are. Then over here it starts a different vibe. You can see they got the pine trees here, you know. So I'm gonna walk maybe forward and try to make my way towards the district. Usually this is all connected, you know. The buildings and the parks that connect to, you know, the whole entire community out here. Then they got bus stops over here. Like I say, there's no train station that goes here. And this is a sign you can't see at the end that says, "Welcome to Co-op City." And then some of the high residential units right here. But I heard a rumor they want to build a Metro North station around here. So that would be good, because that would be like an easy connect to you to the city. I think there are some express buses that would take you here all the way to Midtown Manhattan, you know. But now let's make it over here to show you the residential units that we got going on in Co-op City. Like I say, it's been a minute, but I do remember some areas over here when I came here when I was a little kid. Because my grandmother used to have a family member that used to live in one of these buildings. And these buildings are pretty beautiful on the inside. Here you can start seeing some of the units, and then they got like playgrounds, plaza and everything, you know. And all of this is literally like connected. Even on the other side, there's more buildings. So, you know, I'm trying to figure where can I walk. I'm probably gonna shortcut over here. So you usually call this like the loop. It goes around. I remember staying in some of the buildings over here and looking at the bus stop back in the day when it was the old white buses. And here we're gonna go, you know. I think this is one of my favorite areas of the Bronx too. As you can see, it's pretty well kept over here. You know, they keep the residential units nice and clean. Look at these buildings over here. And then ahead of me are the super tall buildings that you can see them from a further distance. Co-op City, everybody. And here we got, you know, playground. Like I said, what I like about this community is not only like the residential units, but like how they have the park here that you can walk and connect from one side to another one. But it's super massive out here then. It's another tall building happening right here. This is actually big. It could take me like forever to explore the whole area. So I'm just tracing the map and see where can I go. They also have a high school here, the Truman High School, which I think is toward my left side. And then I can see more tall apartment complex over here. Like it makes you feel like if you're, I don't know, in another country, you know, like somewhere far in Europe or even some countries of Asia where they have units like this, you know, where there's apartments and like a park that connects you from one side of the district to another one. So here it seems like they're gonna renovate something. I wanna see if I can make it towards the other side where those nice looking buildings are, even though all the buildings look nice. The thing is I get lost because I don't know where to go, but I think these greeneries, they connect you, you know, all over. Then you could go like underneath the building and shortcut, but look how tall they are. But having a lot of memories of my childhood when I came here. Much better if you bring a bike, you know. And then, so yeah, I think you can even bike here, jog, you know. So this is another nice thing about this neighborhood. You can just walk it or run and do your morning exercise without having to leave the neighborhood. And then Bay Plaza Mall is on the other side. Used to be a shopping center, but they developed it into a mall. Here's a view, you know, of the district. It's a really lovely area, you know, and then the waterfront is in the other side, so we're literally surrounded by the water. So it might explain why it gets a little bit colder or chillier on this side. But wow, I like how despite it being like, I think there's like about 50, 60,000 people that live here, it still feels peaceful. Like it's not, you know, crowded and the buildings are like separated from one another one. And then here, like I say, despite the tall buildings, you could go underneath and shortcut to the other side, which I'm gonna do right now. And here I'm passing near. There's a tall building to my right, and then here you got a plaza, and then it raises all the way up. And then there's more on the other side. Like you just don't know where to go because there's so much to see at once. I think I'm gonna go this way to see what can I find, you know. I think I see like a business ahead of me. But yeah, see what I'm literally surrounded? So literally anybody can easily get lost here. You know, I guess it gotta take some time for you to get familiar with the Co-op City right here. And here they got like a community joint. I think I remember this when I was a kid. I'm not even sure which building that I stayed, but I think it was around here because I remember going every time towards this building right here. And then I would take like a bus to get from one side to another one. So yeah, you know, trying to remember a little bit, even though I didn't grow up in this neighborhood, but you know, remembering a little bit of the past and my roots out here. And there's more here. I think this is one of those express buses that you could take into Midtown. Then they got a pharmacy, more apartments over here. I think I want to detour over here to see what's going on. You see tall residential units at the end right there. So, you know, like a really nice community we got going on here. And yeah, it's like a mixture of community center and shopping center. Like they got stores, restaurants out here, you know. I'm not gonna lie, this building is kind of reminding me of Singapore district there where they got the train station and areas like this. But this place is called Co-op City Community Center, and it's like the center of Co-op City. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this neighborhood literally reminds me of Singapore now that I think about it. But Singapore is like this, like outside of the city center, like they got the tall buildings, then you could walk, you know, underneath the first level and you'll see like business, hawkers in the first floor. So looking at this over here, there's a community center and it has all the business in the first floor. It's kind of bringing me back like that little bit of a vibe when I was in Singapore. I think here in Co-op City, there's more movement. And also it's pretty clean and impeccable, just like Singapore, you know. And this is the heart of the Bronx. Like I say many times, you know, a lot of people are very scared of this borough, but there is so many neighborhoods for you to explore out here. So everybody just minding their business. You can take a bus out here. And they walk straight, you know, they really take care of each other in communities like this. I'm gonna walk over here to see what can I find. So I'm not sure if it's divided, but this area here that I'm walking, I see a lot of, you know, elder people, you know, but it's good that they have a nice place to live. Like I say, they really do a good job to maintain this neighborhood out here. We got like 2, 3-story multi-level units, and then with the tall, super high-rise buildings in the back. Maybe I'll walk here and then go around to see what's going on. I tell you, there's so much to take in, so much to see out here. I really love how they decorate, you know, the cobblestones. It looks like a plaza. And then I think that's like around Truman High School around there. I don't think there's a way I can make it towards that side. And it's only September. Some of the trees are already turning into orange. That's crazy. And look how nice this is. See how they keep the greenery and the trees and everything. Like a mixture of urban development where greenery and parks combined together. If they were to build a new district, I feel like they should take a samples like this one, like Mr. Make the neighborhood like walkable, bike friendly, and then of course have park surrounded all over to make the neighborhood nicer. So now I'm just gonna walk the other side, past the community center that I was showing you guys, and make it towards the other side to show you what it looks like. But I'm pretty sure it looks similar, same structure of buildings with parks all around, but it's a really cool district. And this is the same area that I was walking, but another angle. And yeah, it's pretty nice to look at, And there goes a bus, so it's really cool that, like I said, in New York, you really don't need a car because we got public transportation everywhere. And then you can have your own bike too to get around. They got a pizzeria here. I wonder if this is the same pizzeria that was here when I was a kid, I'm not sure. But I remember they did have a pizzeria around here, so now I'm just gonna cross the street. I'm just really loving the sidewalks, how nice they are. Now just across the street, there's a little police booth and a police car right there, so they really patrol the area and keep it safe. It's a little bit windy today, so I don't know how this is gonna come out, So I apologize if the quality is not the best. I think the buildings and the open space is causing it to be a little bit more windy too. You see the mixtures, like the little townhouses or 3-story buildings combined together with the park and the high-rise buildings are gonna be ahead of me. We got more over this side, but it looks similar towards the area that I was walking. I'm gonna try to pass by where the mall is. Okay, there's also like another area that is part of Co-op City, and there's like a little walkway that passes by the waterfront, I think. I don't know if you can see the waterfront from there, but I'm gonna find out. Only one way to find out is walking all the way towards that way to see what's going on. And you can see the buildings are literally labeled by numbers, like 26 AB, 19 AB, so that way you know where you're going. And you can see they cut the grass out here, so really good job. But yeah, it doesn't feel like you're in the States. It feels like you're, I don't know, in another country, honestly. So apparently the name of this park, which is all this greenery area that goes all the way towards the other side, is called Northeast Educational Park out here in the Bronx. So it's really good that they have like a beautiful park here, surrounded by the buildings and connecting you from one side of Co-op City towards the other side. And see how they had this label, this is the bike lane, and then this over here is the pedestrian lane. So they really divide both sides for people to walk and bike. So here they got a nice basketball court where young men can practice and recreate. And of course, surrounded by the buildings. I'm probably gonna walk to Co-op City Boulevard. And also just like Roosevelt Island, they even have like their own little private police here, Co-op City Police, which I literally passed one of the cars out there. So that's really cool that they got like their own designated police out here. So it's one of the buildings, you can see how it is. Super windy, but you can go underneath it and shortcut to the other side. Here you see what I'm talking about. I just passed one of the buildings and then here we are shortcutting. So this is what you get on the other side. Then the mall is behind. And in these buildings, they're pretty private, like you can't get in unless you have a key or a code or somebody busts you in. So that's how you know it's really safe to be out here. So yeah, like I said, it's a really nice neighborhood deep further up north in the Bronx, New York. You're gonna walk towards this side. But yeah, I love it out here. I don't come here often because it's far from where I live, but it's always good to explore around, see? Giving you a 360 view of what's going on. Literally just surrounded by tall residential units. But I like it so far. I'm in Co-op City Boulevard, which is like the main boulevard that goes around, Co-op City. It even has a bike lane. So I said it would be much better for me to bike the area, but then to go in the inside, well, even in the inside I could have biked too, so. But I don't mind walking, today the weather is just perfect for me to walk. And this is like the shopping center district out here, but I'm gonna make it back again towards the avenue that I came. It would take me towards the other side of this neighborhood. Got Bardo Avenue or Martin Luther King Jr. So I gotta make a left over there and that'll take me towards the other side I haven't yet to explore. This could be another way for me to get around. Using this e-bikes or e-scooters that you could rent, in the Bronx you can rent the Lime scooter or the Bird scooter. I say this neighborhood is big. This is the other part of the neighborhood. I don't think I never explored this side. I always explore the other side, so. And then Bay Plaza Mall is right here. I'm gonna walk towards this side to see what's going on. I think my only negative comment of the neighborhood is the lack, no public restrooms. But I mean, this is mostly for the people that live here, so they just go to their own apartments. But yeah, but other than that, you know, a nice neighborhood. And here you see like a bike lane that's actually pretty comfortable. But now I'm gonna pass underneath the highway and see what the other side of the neighborhood looks like. Here we got a bridge and the waterfront, Orchard Beach and Pelham Bay Park, all over that side. Like I say, it would be way better if I would have brought my bike on me. But like I said, I want to see the other side of the neighborhood. And you see how nice and well paved. You can take the bike and walk here, and then this is the other side of Co-op City. The negative thing I'm thinking when I got to go all the way back towards the mall, I guess I got to go around, but hey, that's okay. Let me see how far this bike lane and pedestrian lane takes me. You know, I'm trying to make it towards the other side, but it seems like I got to go the longer way to get there. Now here I am in the other side. Like I say, pretty much similar vibes. You know, they got the plaza, the tall residential units, you know, and the local park over here that's beautiful. So yeah, I just want to see if this area could take me towards where the waterfront is. Is there any view of the waterfront? This is what you get here, you know. Similar vibes. I can hear also like the seagulls or the birds. And more buildings out here. Yo, I gotta tell you, it's windy out here, and I see a lot of people wearing sweaters, so I hope I don't get sick. So I guess since we're by the water and further up north, it seems like this side gets colder than other parts of New York City. I see a lot of people just wearing their sweaters out here. Even though I like how nice it feels, but it could get you, so I'm just gonna pray I don't get sick after this. So yeah, the waterfront should be over there, but the trees, they literally block it, so there is no view to it. It's just like the trail, or where people could just go for a walk or do exercise. That's pretty much about it. And then the same tall buildings that you get here, same residential units. So that's, you know, Co-op City for you. But this is the first time I explored this area. I guess it's like the southern part of Co-op City, because they got the northern part and the south part. So I guess this is the first time I explored this side. And even in this side, they have like that's if it's like a shopping center, but they got like something in the middle with a couple of business in it. I think like a supermarket, so you can just walk to the supermarket without having to go a little bit further. It's called Food Universe Marketplace. And then we go around here. So like I say, it's just literally like a mini city within a city. Even though it's part of the Bronx in New York, but you know, a lot of areas have like their own private sector or cities, you know. Just like Roosevelt Island. So this is called Einstein Shopping Center. So that's similar to the other one that I was showing you and the other side. But in a lot of sections, they got this parking lot, so I guess it's for the shopping center, maybe the residential units, I'm not sure. But giving you like a little 360 view of this side over here. Then the highway's over that way, but the trees, it kind of blocks it from the sounds and any activity. So now I'm just gonna head back towards the other side, you know. So I think I already showed you enough of what Co-op City looks like. You know, a lot of the areas that look pretty similar, but it's pretty nice, well-maintained neighborhood, you know, out here in the biggest cooperative housing district in the whole world. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.